Today we are going to talk about surface area review. Here's our first question. A tent maker is measuring the amount of nylon needed in order to make a large 4-person tent. How much fabric will the tent maker need? So what this is asking is how much surface area does it take to make the tent? So you have this triangle right here. There's also another triangle on this back side that we can't see. We have this side right here. There's also a matching side on this back side that we can't see. And then there's also the bottom. So there's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sides that we're going to have to figure out the area for. Then we add it all together. So the first thing I'm going to find is I'm going to find this triangle. And I'm going to color code and see if that'll help us organize our information. So I color coded the triangle red. And we have to remember there's a second triangle on this back side that's also red. So I need to figure out the area of that triangle first. So if I remember correctly, area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. So I can see that the base of this triangle is right here. That's 3 feet. The height of the triangle is actually given right here, and that's 2 feet, and then divided by 2. So 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the area of that triangle is 3 feet. Now, I have to remember, this is just for one triangle. In the shape, I have 1, 2 triangles. I just can't see that second one. So what we have to do is we need to always remember to write up top triangle times 2 if there's 2 of those. So we are going to now take 3, multiply it by 2 to get 6. So I know for the triangles, I have 6 feet. Now let's move on to the next shape. I have this rectangle right here, the side of the tent. I'm going to color code blue. Now, there's also a second one on this back side over here that we can't see. So let's now try to figure out this rectangle. And remember, there's 2 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and put times 2 so I remember. So I'm going to take the rectangle's formula, area equals base times height. The base would be this bottom one right here, 4. The height is actually going to be this 2.5 right here, 2.5. Now we need to multiply. 2.5 times 4, 1 decimal. So we get 10. Now there's 2 of those triangles, so now we have to multiply 10 times 2 to get 20. So the rectangle, and this is going to be the side rectangle, it's going to be 20 feet. And now we need the bottom. Now we can't really shade anything here. I'm going to go ahead and shade a little bit. So you know the bottom, the whole rectangular bottom, is going to be the other rectangle. So we need rectangle. This is going to be the bottom. So there's only one of these. So we don't have to do the times 2. Now, the base, or for area, it's base times height. Now, the base of this, you can choose either 3 or 4. I'm going to go ahead and mark that this is the base, 3, and then the height of that rectangle is 4. So we do 3 times 4, which is 12. So 12 feet. And there's only one of those, because there's only one of the bottoms. So now we don't have to multiply by 2. So now we have all of our measurements up here. We have 6, 20, and 12. Now we just have to add them all together. 6 plus 20 is 26. 26 plus 12 is 38. So 38 feet. Now, since we are still finding area, anytime you are given area, you have to square the units. So 38 feet squared. Here's our second question we're going to go over. It says Santa is wrapping a new pair of basketball shoes. How many square inches of paper will he need to wrap the box? So, again, we need to count the sides to make sure we include everything. We have 1 on this side, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. There's 1 on the back. We got the top and the bottom. So that's 6 different sides to this box. Now I'm going to go ahead and color code a few of these just to sift out the differences. So we have this side over here. I'm going to put in red. That's also going to be on this side over here. We just can't see it. So there's 2 of those. So we're going to do rectangle red times 2 because there's 2 of them. All right, now let's do this side. I'm going to do it in blue. Now there's also another one on the back side. We just can't see it back here. So we're going to do the blue rectangle. We also have to do times 2. And then we have the top that we have to color code. And then there's also the bottom that we can't see. So that's going to be the green rectangle. And there's 2 of them, so we're going to do times 2. So again, the green is top and bottom. The blue is going to be the sides. And the red was the ends of the box. So now we need to do the equations. For all of them, they're going to be the same. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height. Area equals base times height. All right, so now let's start with the red. We have the base of this one right here. That's 11. So the base is 11. The height, which is right here, we don't know exactly because it's not labeled there, but we could notice this is the same height as this. So we can write in 9. So the height is 9. 11 times 9 is 99. But there's 2 of those, so now we have to multiply by 2. So we do 99 times 2 to get 198 inches. All right, so now we need to do the blue side. All right, let's go ahead and transfer the red up here. 198 inches. And this is the end. Now let's do the blue. The blue, the base of this side is right here, 15. The height is right here, that's 9. So we just multiply those together. To get 135. Now we did say there was 2 of those rectangles, so we do have to multiply this by 2. We're only doing this because there's a blue side here and a blue side on the back side. To get 270. So the sides are 270 inches. Now we have the top and the bottom. So the top base would be right here. Now there's nothing there, but if we look down here, this is the exact same size as this. So we know the base for the green one would be 11. And then the height is going to run right here. And that is the same size as this down here. So we can write in 15. So we have 11 times 15. To get 165. Now, there was 2 of those, so we have to multiply by 2. Remember, there's a bottom and there's a top. To get 330. Now I need to add that up top. So top and bottom. Rectangle. That was 330 inches. So now we need to add these up. We get 8 plus 0 is 8, plus 0 is 8. We're going to do 9 plus 7 to get 16. 16 plus 3 to get 19. Put the 9, carry the 1. Then we have 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. So we have 798 inches, and since it's area, it has to be squared. Here's the last one we're going to look at together. It says that wooden blocks are being decorated with different colors. How many square centimeters will be painted? So again, we need to start off by color coding the sides. So we have this red side over here with the B. Now this side is the exact same side. Since it is a cube, all of the sides are going to be the same. So there's 1, 2, 3 that are visible. But there's also a 4th side over here, a 5th side on the bottom, and a 6th side on the very back that we can't see. So if you have a block to visualize, it may help you. Otherwise, you'll just kind of have to notice the different sides that we can't see. So since all the sides are the exact same, being a cube, this is going to make the math a little bit easier. So it's the same thing. It is a square. A square's area is base times height. So we're going to do 5.5 for this side times 5.5 for this side, because all the measurements are the same. Now remember, we said there was 6 sides, so we're going to multiply this by 6. Because they're all the exact same size. This only works with squares or cubes. So let's multiply. 5.5 multiplied by 5.5. Now we add. There's 2 decimal places up here. We have 1, 2. So move it 2 decimal places. We get 30.25. But remember, we have to multiply by 6 because there's 6 of the exact same sides. So we have 30.25. Multiply it by 6. Two decimal places. 1, 2. So we move it over 2 decimal places. So our final answer would be 181.5 centimeters. Since we found area again, it's cubed. Okay, remember, all of these are surface area, just finding the outside of the shape.